About swine. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1 through 7. Okay. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, These are the animals which you may eat among all the animals that are on the earth. Among the animals, whatever divides the hoof, having cloven hooves, and chewing the cud, that you may eat. Nevertheless, these you shall not eat among those that chew the cud, or those that have cloven hooves. The camel, because it chews the cud, but does not have cloven hooves, it is unclean to you. The rock hyrax, because it chews the cud, but does not have cloven hooves, it is unclean to you. The hare, because it chews the cud, but does not have cloven hooves, is unclean to you. And the swine, though it divides the hoof, having cloven hooves, yet does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. We see many articles about swine and pig and bacon and how it has all these parasites and worms in them, and that was pretty interesting to me. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 65, verse 1 through 4. I was sought by those who did not ask for me. I was found by those who did not seek me. I said, Here I am, to a nation that was not called by my name. I have stretched out my hands all day long to a rebellious people who walk in a way that is not good, according to their own thoughts. A people who provoke me to anger continually to my face, who sacrifice in gardens and burn incense on altars of brick, who sit among the graves and spend the night in the tombs, who eat swine's flesh, and the broth of abominable things is in their vessels. So they continually made God angry, and now that they ate the swine, there was a broth of ungodly things in their bloodstream, and that were in their body. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17. Okay, let's start with Isaiah chapter 66, verse 14 through 17. When you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like grass. The hand of the Lord shall be known to his servants, and his indignation to his enemies. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword the Lord will judge all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves, to go to the gardens after an idol in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, says the Lord. So in the last days, he's going to kill everyone. He's going to slaughter those who eat the swine, the abominable things, rabbits, people who eat rabbits, and other unclean things. He's going to come through and he's going to kill them all. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7, verse 1 through 6. Judge not that you be not judged, for with what judgment you judge you will be judged, and with the measure you use it will be measured back to you. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not consider the plank in your own eye? Or how do you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eye, and look, a plank is in your own eye? Hypocrite, first remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces. And ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. Do not give what is holy to dogs, nor cast your pearls before the swine. So, what does that mean? Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before the swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces. So I guess you gotta learn the hard way if you're gonna keep doing that and keep eating the swine. You can't keep telling them like swine is bad, and they eat swine. Then you just gotta say, let them go with it. Go ahead and eat swine until it tears you apart, and you learn the hard way. Alright, let's go to Matthew chapter 8, verse 28 to 30. When he had come to the other side, to the country of the Gergesenes, there met him 2 demon-possessed men coming out of the tombs, with exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. And suddenly they cried out, saying, what have we to do with you, Yeshua, Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time? Now a good way from them there was a herd of many swine feeding. So the demons begged him, saying, if you cast us out, permit us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said to them, go. So when they had come out, they went into the herd of swine. And suddenly the whole herd of swine ran violently down the steep place into the sea and perished in the water. Then those who kept them fled, and they went away into the city and told everything, including what had happened to the demon-possessed man. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Yeshua, and when they saw him, they begged him to depart from their region. Yeah, so don't even touch swine. Don't even own swine. None of that. They said they wanted to go in with the swine. They went in with the swine into the sea, and the sea could be anything. The sea could be water or fire, ice or thorns. Let's go to Luke chapter 10 and 15. Sorry, let's go to Luke chapter 15, verse 10 through 15. Likewise, I say to you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. Then he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me. So he divided to them his livelihood. And not many days afterwards, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there wasted his possessions with prodigal living. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you." Okay, let's reread Luke chapter 15, verse 15 through 17. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself and said, "How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare, and I perish with hunger?" So I guess the swine made him greedy or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to educate myself some more. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20 to 22. Or 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20 to 24. That's much better. Let's do that. Okay, let's go to 2 Peter chapter 20. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20 to 22. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yeshua HaMashiach, they are again entangled in them and overcome, the latter end is worse for them than the beginning. For it would have been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, than having known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered to them. But it has happened to them according to the true proverb, the dog returns to his own vomit, and a sow having washed to her wallowing in the mire. I must have wrote it down wrong, but I don't know. That's the end of the book. I don't know what to say. I don't know if I have any convictions. Well, yeah, I have a few convictions about eating swine, about eating pig. I do it I've done it once in a while, and I've done it once in a while, and it just feels it feels nasty to me now. I don't want to do it, and I feel I see pepperoni pizza and I think, oh, the pizza looks good. But maybe I should have chicken. No, not chicken. I should have something instead of the pepperoni. I don't know. But yeah, it opened my mind to a few things about those convictions. I'm not going to force you to believe a certain way, but I always try to get a variety of food, but then I feel bad for trying to go the cheap route and getting what is cheaper instead of what is better for me, what is healthier for me, and then I read up on all these things that are very disturbing, um, like pigs having parasites in them and stuff. No, I feel like reading those have inspired me to go through the Bible a little more. Um, I feel like I don't know. It's tough. The American lifestyle is tough because they sell the cheaper products in the store, and those cheaper products have pig in them, and the pig may be like some ham might be cheaper than some slices of ham for a ham sandwich might be cheaper than slices of beef for like a beef sandwich. You get the beef bologna, and then you get the ham slices, and it's cheaper. It's just kind of hard to deal with, but I gotta do it. Do I think that swine is if I eat swine, I will go to hell? Maybe. Maybe it does touch up on what God says. So yeah, you can go to hell for eating swine. I mean, you could go to hell for eating swine. That's what it says about the last days. Just be careful what you eat out there. Sometimes marshmallows have pig in them too. They have swine in them too. Sometimes marshmallows. Sometimes stuff in your cereal or peanut butter. You just gotta watch out what you eat. Thank you very much. Try to eat healthier. Have a great day. Don't get any worms. Bye bye.